Babalola on the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. as we invoke the thought-provoking discussion, tackle the tough questions, challenge assumption, and give a voice to the unheard. This is the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Welcome on board the Morning Express.
Good morning.
Thank you for staying with us. There is still Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. It's time for Mainland Focus. This is the part where we, highlight one or two major stories off the front pages of the papers and open up the phone line for you to share your own analysis or submission as regards the two focal points. So for this morning, we're taking our focal point off the front pages of the Punch newspaper and the Guardian newspaper. All right, and as we mentioned earlier on, there is not much story on the front page of the Punch. However, if you look through the story, if you look through the papers, there are lots of quite interesting stories. And when we look through the papers, we saw one particularly interesting story that we're going to be, focusing on as part of our focal points this morning. So our two stories we're looking at, of course, still on the Supreme Court judgment as regards local government financial autonomy or full local government autonomy. And then, we're also going to be looking at this story, creating more states won't solve Southeast holes. So let's quickly look at the focal points and the angles that we're looking at. Don't forget, we are live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can do well to join the program on those platforms and even share your submission and your analysis, your contribution via those platforms. We'll take the messages as the show progresses. The handle to look out for is at Mainland 98.3 FM on both Facebook and YouTube. Now, we're looking at this now. This is creating more states won't solve Southeast problems. It's somewhere in the Punch newspaper. And this is coming from Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Dr. Olisa Agbakoba, who has faulted the agitation for the creation of additional states in the Southeast, insisting that it will not solve the problem of the region. All right, there's some weeks ago where there was reports coming in that the House of Reps had recently passed for second reading a bill seeking the creation of Etiti state out of Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu and Imo states from the Southeast geopolitical zone. All right, and it was also a huge conversation during the 2023 elections and the aftermath of same. So as it is now, we have 6 geopolitical zones and the Southeast, which is one of these 6, has the lowest states of about 5. All right. So Dr. Agbakoba is saying that rather than create more states, the National Assembly should amend the constitution or put together a completely new one that would return Nigeria to regional governments. And this he expressed in an interview. All right, and what we have is looking back again. Godiloga, Miriam Onoha, Kemkama, Princess Nwabwife, and Anayo Onwegbu led the debate on the general principles of the bill. Oga, representing Abia, said the establishment of a Titi state was not just a matter of administrative convenience, but a step towards ensuring balanced regional development and effective governance. And he said the bill was a response to the aspirations of the people of a very important region to the country, aligning with the principles of equity and inclusivity enshrined in the country's democratic data. However, Agbakoba said although an average person from the Southeast would support an additional state in the region, anyone who could see the big picture could tell that the creation of additional states would not guarantee development. The agitation will rise because it's on the basis of number of states that, federal allocation flows. But then the fact that the Southeast has 5 states means to them they are losing revenue. And that's one point of view and also an emotional point of agitation. However, a pragmatic developmental point of view, which he says he goes for, is that even if you create a sixth state in the southeast to give them a sense of belonging, will this new state, in addition to the 36 states, take us towards the path of development? Will it reverse hunger, insecurity, poverty, and unemployment in the land? Absolutely not. We need to do away with state creation to regional system of government. He said he's not in support of additional state because most of the 36 states are economically unviable, insolvent, and not capable of bringing about infrastructural development and even struggling to even paying the proposed minimum wage. All right? The proposed minimum wage conversation as well. So what do you think about the statement from Mr. Agbakoba, and what about his suggestion that we should return to regional government? Let's have a conversation as regards that. It's saying that state creation at this, present harsh economic will no doubt lead to an increase in number of National Assembly members, number of ministers, local government and others, which would then further increase our cost of governance in this country. And he's saying that this is coming at a time when Nigerians are starving, and it's just coming at a time that it's just, physically impossible that we can't afford it. That's financially, we can't afford it. That's basically what he's saying. All right. He's saying that the National Assembly should rather return the country to the regionalism by collapsing the 36 states into 6 or 8 regions or geopolitical zones, each of which will have their own leader. And this means that the present Nigeria 1999 constitution would be amended, or a new one should be written to accommodate this proposal. So let's have a conversation as regards Dr. Agbakoba's proposal, as regards the fact that creating more states is not going to solve our problem. What do you think? What do you think about his suggestion as well of us returning to regional government? The second focal point is on the Supreme Court judgment, local government autonomy conversation. And do you agree with the submissions that until we fix our elections are conducted in the local government, we are far from solving the problem? All right. I mean, just over the weekend, I mentioned that Delta had its local council election. It was quite an interesting one. I don't know what they were doing, but, the chairman of Delta State's Independent Electoral Commission came forward and said, oh, all the winners, all the PDP candidates have won, the election. They can go home and rest and sleep and have a wonderful time. So if we have elections being done like that, can we truly, accept victory, or can we truly see this Supreme Court judgment as a victory? What about the statement from Fayose that nobody can separate the baby from the mother? Because, one way or the other, the state governors are still going to be in charge of administration. They are still in charge of the state houses of assembly are still in charge of appropriation of the funds. So you can't take the baby away from the mother. That's what former Governor Ekiti State is saying. And then, if we look at all of these factors, how best can we resolve this problem of amending the constitution to give real autonomy to the local governments? Because a lot of people are concerned as regards true federalism conversation is coming up. The state joint local government account is also coming up as well. And, section 162 of the 1999 constitution has also come up, subsection 5. Yes, also has also come up. So, when you look at all of these, that, oh no, this is supposed to happen, this is supposed to happen, and also looking at the joint, account as well, that's Jack. What would you say, or what would you prefer as solution, in solving this particular local government quagmire? So those are the two focal points that we're looking at this morning. I'll start with Fuad. He'll share his own thoughts before we officially open the phone line for you to share yours. So, Fuad.
All right. On Mr. Agbakoba's submission.
Yes.
Basically, I think on the basis of equity, fairness, and justice, as we have it now, it's just right that at least one more state should be added to the number of states in the southeast. It's unfair, really. If we have 6 geopolitical zones and the southeast has the lowest number of states with just 5, I'm just talking about the structure we have now. I'm not talking about governance now. I'm going to get to governance. Okay. But on the basis of equity, fairness, and justice, just wrong. There's everything wrong about it to have every other region having a minimum of 6. If at the Northwest has 7, you understand, 7 states. Other regions have 6. Southeast only has 5. So on that basis, I think whatever is done, at least to add one more state to what they have in the Southeast, should be a welcome development on the basis of equity, fairness, and justice. On the issue of governance, Sandra, I've always said, until we fix our electoral process, to begin to ask people, the best of us, coming to rule the rest of us, nothing is going to change. Because the electoral process we have now enables the worst of us to win the process, manipulate the process, steal everything from us, to begin to rule the best of us. So that's why I'm a major proponent. You know, I've said that I'm a major proponent of electoral reform. We force the electoral process so that people.
What? Could you move
yes,
a bit? We're losing you.
Is it better now?
Okay, yes, thank you.
Yes. So I'm saying that, look, what Mr. Agbakoba is saying, please come back to what we have been saying about electoral reform. Until we have a proper, more transparent electoral process, honestly, Sandra, we're just wasting time. If you like, create 10 additional seats and spread it across the country, nothing will change. Basically, what you have created is a situation where you open up more opportunity for these guys to take over power and enrich themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So, but again, on the issue of regional government, and you know, people have come up with the fact that, when we're practicing regionalism, things were working better. Each region was controlling its own resources, and we're sending to the center. I agree that we can begin to look at that form of government. But I say, Sandra, that there's nothing wrong with what we are practicing now. If we can really restructure the government to have a situation where we tone down the powers of the central government and give the federating unit more powers. But even if you give the federating unit more power, or you go into regional government standard, if we still have a very wobble, fraudulent electoral process, where again I repeat, the worst of us are able to win the process to rule the rest of us, nothing will change. So it's not the system of government that matters. It is the process that creates leaders that matters. What are the qualities of the leaders that were able to bring proper governance to people when we practice journalism? Well, because they were selfless. In the Southwest, let me even just leave it to the Southwest. Who today can stand and can you compare to the late state, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, in terms of commitment to development of his region? We've had governors from 1999 to state standard. How many of them can you compare to the leaders of the past? How many of them can you even compare to the late Alhaji Lateef Jakonde in terms of commitment to developing the state? So it's about leadership, really. And the only way we can get the best from any form of government we decide to practice is to reform the electoral process again, to create a situation where the best of minds, not necessarily having money or deep pockets, can go into an election, win, to go and serve their people. And then on the issue of local government election, it still goes back to what we are saying. We are far from resolving the issues. Or if the governors are still conducting elections, we are just wasting time, honestly, Sandra. We must also ensure that we reform that part of local government autonomy to ensure that we have a more transparent electoral process to get the best of people, the best of minds, the best of brains to run the local government. Until we do that, honestly, we are wasting time.
Thank you very much, Said Fuad, for your thoughts. Appreciate them. Let's now open the phone line officially for our listener to share his own thoughts as regards, what we're looking at this morning. I mentioned earlier that the focal point we're looking at today is as regards the statement from Dr. Olisa Agbakoba, SAN, who is saying creating more states won't solve Southeast problems. What do you think about the statement, and what about his suggestions that we should return to regional government? He has said rather than creating more states, let the National Assembly rewrite the constitution and take us back to regional government. That creating more states would just mean just so much more for us to spend at this time now. All right, and the second focal point is also still on the local government conversation. Do you agree with submissions that until we fix how elections are conducted in the local government, we are far from solving the problem? What about the statement from Fayose, former governor of Ekiti State, that nobody can separate the baby from the mother, and that's the local government chairman being the baby and then the governors being the mother? And how best can we resolve this problem of amending the constitution to give real autonomy to the local governments? The number to call is 0913 6000 410. 0913 6000 410. That is the number to call to join the conversation. To send WhatsApp messages, you can send them to 0913 6000 430. That's for WhatsApp. 0913 6000 430. And we're live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. So you can drop your submissions there as well, and we'll take them as the show progresses at Mainland 98.3 FM. Please do well to like, follow, share, and subscribe on our social platforms. We appreciate the support. All right, so let's go to the phone line. Please, the time frame for our callers is 2 minutes. Please, let's stick within the 2 minutes time frame so we can get as many contributions as possible. Would appreciate if you can respect that time frame. Once it's beyond your time, of course, we have to move on to the next call. So you get prompts, of course, but please, let's do well to stick within the 2 minutes time frame. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, this is Sandra. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Peter Monse from Shomolu.
You're welcome, Mr. Peter.
Now, thank you, Mr. Fad, wherever you are. Good morning. Let me start with the statement of Fayose that you can't separate the baby from the mother. I think that statement is not completely correct. There are situations that you separate the baby from the mother. There are some mothers that are discovered to have mental problems. And if you leave the baby with them, they will kill the baby. So they always separate the baby from such mothers. Like the way some of our state governments are behaving. So this local government, they squeeze life out of local government. They don't allow the local government to breathe. Because of that, we have to separate these babies from these mothers. Because the mothers we are talking about, which are now the state, are killing the baby. So if you leave the babies in that, you are part of that criminal offense. So on that. And on Agbakoba, he is telling us that they're creating another state. He talks about we don't have money now to run them. So now that Tinubu has created a ministry, do we have the money? Do we have the money to run additional ministry with all that we God has said? For equity's sake, for justice sake, give them one more state. Let it be 6 and 7 there. Or if you know that we don't have money and they will not be viable, then let every state every region have 5. Reduce it to 5, match some of them. Let the whole country have 5 states per region. And then if you know that doing that is not possible, and then we can't go back immediately to regional government, so on the interim, let Saudis have additional states to balance it up. Whether they are able to feed themselves or some parts in the country are not able to cope. Some states we are told they can't feed themselves, they can't pay this, they can't pay that. And if that is what will happen to Saudis, let it happen. But for equity's sake, one more state for Saudis. Otherwise, all the states in Nigeria, all the regions should have 5 states while waiting for the regional government. Thank you. That's my take this morning. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you very much, Mr. Peter. Appreciate your contribution. All right. Hello. I think I lost that one. All right. 0913-6000-410. Hello. Good morning.
Morning, Sandra.
Yes.
Yeah, my morning is for good morning.
Carry on.
I like this about.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the issue, first of all, the issue of Agbakoba. Well spoken. In the realistic aspect of it, well spoken. But who is going to bury the car, Sandra? It is not Said, it's not you. The people that want to, make this thing possible is the National Assembly. And they are beneficiary to this system. You see, that is why I'm concerned about democracy. Is democracy working for Nigeria or working for some group of people, for elites? So that is the problem. You see, Agbakoba like that is not spoken. But these people, because they know that if this thing is better, their monument, their benefits is no more going to be there. They are no more going to be there. That is the problem. So you see, we have found ourselves in a cage where I said, are we benefiting from this democracy we are running in Nigeria? The answer is no. Let me come back to the issue of local government. Right. Yes, it's a white thought. You give an example of Delta State, and that is what is happening. You understand? You see, in a state, all of them, there's no way you can separate them with the local government. So, I asked you something. I told you something last week, Alexander. I said, who is your guy in the state? It's the governor. You see, and there's no way, any other party can win a local government apart from the party that is operating. So everything is a mess. So that is the problem. The autonomous, like I said, to me, it's not a reality. Only consumers. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Zubair. I appreciate your contribution. Hello.
My check. This thing was so
Hello.
like tantalizing with us.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. My Sandra. Hi, my friend Fuad.
As well. Thank you.
Okay. On these two issues we are discussing,
Your name, sir?
you see, the issue of
Your
the
name,
local
sir?
government. My name, okay, I'm sorry. Barrister Peter Oku. I'm calling from Maryland.
Yeah.
Yes. You see, on the issue of the local government, something autonomy we are talking. See, that the judgment of the Supreme Court, is faulty. But the fault is not on the Supreme Court. Because the Supreme Court cannot give you what they ask for. So the fault is from the Attorney General of the Federation that filed the case. They jumped the gun. They should have asked for the local government to conduct, for the election to be conducted so that it will be clear who is elected and how the process is conducted. But they start asking, talking on the issue of money. We are too conscious of money. We are asking for money before we talk of how the election is conducted. So the case was faulty right from the beginning. So unless that issue of election is straightened out, then the money cannot work the way they are asking. That is number one. Then the issue of the issue of the regional focus.
Yes.
Yes, that Agbakoba is talking about. I think it's too late in the day for you to start talking on regions in Nigeria. There's nothing wrong with creating additional state in Abia. But the issue is, what was the criteria with which the states were created? Is it the population or is it the issue of derivation? Because you can't say the West got 5 states, this one got 7 states. What is their population? You create the state based on population, not on a number of goats or trees that is in the state. So if there is no rationale to make all the areas the equal, then Abia can be 4 states or 5 states, while others are 17. So we have to determine how those areas were created. It's not just because you say West or it's not it's 7 and this one is 4. What is the basis? So that is my own contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate Barrister Peter Oko. We're live on Facebook at Mainland 98.3 FM. So you can drop your comments or contribution on Facebook and YouTube as well at Mainland 98.3 FM, so that we can take your contribution. In case you're not able to make it through the phone line, you can always drop your submission via Facebook or YouTube. In the live chat section, we're taking messages from there as well. Hello. Good morning.
Sandra, a very good morning to you.
Yes, good morning.
Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, my dear. God bless you.
Amen.
You see, when your Fayose say they can't separate the children for their mother, this time around, we are talking of the government. We will separate local government with the state government. We in Nigeria are ready. That's why I say this judgment is a big tonic for Nigeria. Whether the kangaroo elected to become the chairman through the governor, that doesn't concern me now. For us to take the first step. Even though it is the government that appoint the local government chairman, the money don't go to the state. It goes to the local government chairman. And if
tamper with the money. 4 years you have a last part of just 4 years. If the immunity cover you, if our EFCC work effectively, they will wait for you till your term expire. But then they will come to you. It's not some governor now that he puts himself now. When he was governor, he was dancing, ding, darling. Can he come out today? If Yaya come out today, I can arrest him.
I'm
not a policeman. I'm not a military. But my whole is blood.
You want to arrest the white lion?
As I'm talking to you, I will arrest Yaya if he come out now. If I see him. Okay. Because if I hold him, I call the police going now, but please come and help me take you out to the station. If we do it, if any police is fair to do it, he too will be arrested. So for me, Yaya Bello is in prison by himself. So for me, your parents want to say so. If you talk on the local government money, we will deal with you after your 4 years. That's for that. The second stage is what we're going to be talking about now. That is the local election of local government. National annex, we should ask for it. Mr. President can do it. I've done a fantastic for now. The second stage is that election of local government. So we are asking Mr. President to put his foot down, the Attorney General, and all the National Assembly. I know the corporate with him. So make sure local government elections be conducted by National annex. And finally for today, the state creation. Don't give chances one state. After this, set of national conference that we give forth another constitution that we make.
Thank you very much, Prince Wise. I appreciate it. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Charles calling from Ojo.
All right, Mr. Charles, please go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Sai.
Good morning, sir. Yes.
My contribution would be for Nigerians to wake up and fight for the local government. You can clearly see that the governors are the problem that Nigerians are not seeing development on the grass level. Nigerians should wake up and support the goal to fight for the governor for the local government to have their full autonomy. You can see how corrupt these governors are, and that of Fayose and his speech about our Southeast having their additional. I don't see anything wrong with this. They deserve it, but local government, grassroots level is what is more important in Nigeria right now. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well, the number to call to join the conversation is Mainland 98.3 FM 0913 6000 410. It's 8 minutes past 9, and you're listening to Mainland Focus. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, Paula Sandra.
Yes.
Good morning, Paula.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Tʀᴇɪᴅs Iṛ.
Well, the quality of the call is really poor. We can barely hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is it better now?
Yes, better now.
Okay. What Olisa Agbakoba SAN is saying that we should go back to regional government instead of creating additional one state to make the states we have in the Southeast 6. Contradicts how he championed the creation of about 50-something political parties when we had just 3 political parties then. He and Gani Pawemi, late Gani Pawemi SAN, said that it was not democratic to restrict the number of political parties to 3. That the space should be opened. And that was what took us to about 50-something political parties, of which Agbakoba contested as a presidential candidate in one of the mushroom political parties. Now, he should not be unaware of the fact that the Buratai the former military head, stated that those that are dreaming for the breakup of Nigeria are dreamers. Now that statement was informed by the fact that the ranks, the powers to agitate to break Nigeria has been broken into pieces. And that is the creation of states. If you used to know what Oyo Empire used to be, for example, it used to be very powerful, and it used to be a forum by which the Yoruba nation could speak. Now, I'm saying this because late Richard Akinjide, SAN, said it told us that Nigeria will not be broken again because of the state creation. That has whittled down any agitation anybody can make. If you even look at what is happening in the Southeast presently by IPOB, you see that because of the state governors always disagree. So each time they want to speak, you look at what happened when Umahi deviated from the opinion of others in that area. So calling for reversion to journalism is just a waste of time. Agbakoba, SAN, highly respected, should allow us to go forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, we'll take a break from the phone line and take some messages at this time. Fuad Said, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Do you have anything to...
No. Well, again, I was trying to...
I'm with you.
I really was trying to just make a meaning from all of what the last caller was saying. But I think, again, like I said, my earlier submission is not really about the form of government or the type of government you run. It's about the quality of people in government that matters. And how do you get quality, dedicated, committed people to nation building? You have to look at the electoral process.
Let's look at WhatsApp messages now. I have here, good morning, Sandra and Fuhad. The recent delivery of judgment on local government financial autonomy was like water poured to a whetstone. In as much as we still leave the local government election to be conducted by the state governors, governors can still hire and fire local government chairmen when they refuse to do the bidding of the governors. This is one of the reasons Peter Obi did not conduct local government election, because it's complete waste of resources. Conducting an election that will eventually make no impact. Obi knows how to cut costs when necessary, because all the local government election conducted so far was complete waste of resources. James from Agbado Junction, that's another angle to, look at it from.
That's not an excuse, Sandra.
Well, it's an angle.
The fact is that
an angle.
Elections were not conducted.
It's just an angle.
And he was running the local governments with caretaker chairman. No, it's not. It's not.
It's evident to manage it.
What is wrong is wrong. You don't paraphrase it.
Prince from a jaw. Please, Agbakoba is not the spokesperson for the Southeast. We need at least one more state in the Southeast. This is sacrosanct. The creation of one more state in the Southeast does not in any way stop the debate of going back to all regional arrangement. Those of us from the Southeast will feel a greater sense of belonging if one more state is created. I personally feel angry that whenever it comes to Southeast, it's always debate upon debate, going forth and back. Why? How many times was it debated before federal government created livestock development a few days ago? But that concept, it's okay. The coastal highway from Lagos to Calabar is estimated at 15 trillion. The same goes for Lagos to Sokoto. Why sideline the Southeast and still feel the people will be happy or have a sense of belonging? Create the state. Also, release Nnamdi Kanu to ensure justice, equity, and fairness. Prince from Ojo.
But I think he needs to understand that, look, all these states were created during the military administration and even the local governments from 1999 till date because of how difficult it is really to go through the constitutional process of creating states. 25 years down the line, we have not been able to even create one additional local government, not even a state. So it's not about democracy or about the fact that the South. It's just that, look, don't be surprised that with this one more state now to the Southeast, other people will now start to talk about one more state to them. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not that easy, really. It's only the military that can do it. It's by fiat. This is what we want and it will happen. But with democracy, it's not so easy, to create states and local government.
It's all right. I honestly support the position of Ulisa Agbakoba. We need regional government in place against what we have today, which is neither here nor there. But before that, additional state is needed for the Southeast for the sake of equity, justice, and fairness. And for the statement credited to Mr. Fayose, we should all respect the Supreme Court judgment. We should accept that judgment in good faith for the interest of grassroots development in the country. Pure and simple. Victor Aloy Igboke from Ikeja. Sharing that one.
Do you know what the governors would also try and do, Sandra? Because you also have the councillors who are supposed to be legislators to the chairman. Basically, what they'll do is to also ensure that the councillors are their people. The chairman misbehaves, they impeach him. Simple.
That's true. That's right. I also have here Temitakwe Onotoe from Ijagemo on Supreme Court judgment granting local government autonomy its financial is a good development. But I also ask, if that judgment is not against the Constitution, which to me, I feel that part of the Constitution would have been amended before coming up with the judgment. On the long run, in my own view, not until local government is granted full autonomy, where chairman and councillorship elections are conducted by INEC, will still be far from reality. That will allow the people to enjoy more of the dividends of democracy. Finally, on the creation of states, to be candid, for equity's sake, it's better to create more states for the eastern region. The issue I'm having is that will other regions not also be clamoring for creation? For example, Ijebu indigenes have been calling for the creation of Ijebu state. The best, if you ask me, is to go back to regional government. God bless Nigeria. And that's Temitakwe Onotoe from Jagemo community is sharing that one. I also have here, good morning. Politically speaking, Southeast needs additional states to balance up with other regions. However, it won't in any way improve the general well-being of the people, except the opportune, politically exposed persons and their collaborators.
Mm-hmm.
Until Nigerian system put in place structures where corruption and abuse of office will be stamped out from the polity, all obscured strategy will not see the light. Where is the love and sense of belonging in the South-South region? How many languages do we have in the South-South region? Regional government is very salient, but tribal and ethnicity sentiment is a big impediment in Nigeria. And that's Noah from Igondo sharing that one. That's still on WhatsApp there. I also have good morning for your information. The Lagos State government has a visitor's toilet in TBS. To urinate, you have to cough out 100 naira. Every duty costs 200 naira.
That's public toilet.
That's public toilet. These toilets that we're talking about are in the legislators' wing in the State House of Assembly. Mr. Patrick Onyata, so that you can know. And 36 million has gone for last year. They are still building more. 50 million has also, been added for creation of more. So
toilet past toilet, Sandra. So let's leave that. Yes, now.
Maybe there'll be like gummy bears, like chocolates that while you are peeing, you can just have.
I've actually seen a toilet
champagne.
where you can actually sit and watch a movie while you do.
Oh, that's amazing. So because of the Netflix subscription, they have to.
Yes, you watch a movie. You can even have
champagne and chocolate.
Then you can have like body massage. So
while you're peeing.
After it, there's somewhere just by the side that can help you to do some massage. You see, this thing past this thing, and then the quality of the closet too.
Gold plated,
and all of that. So
I've seen that too.
For VIP visitors are the people they receive there, not
sparkling water. The water.
That place is not for ordinary Nigerians. They receive VIPs. Very important
that so they won't get infections and all of that.
Exactly. You now understand.
I totally understand. Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Patrick Onyata from Ikotu-Egbe, it's not the TBS toilet, please.
No.
It cannot be the TBS toilet that we're talking about. It's all right. All right. That's Mr. Patrick Onyata anyway. Yeah. So let's go back to the phone line now. 0913 6000 410. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Chris. I'm calling from.
All right. You're welcome, Mr. Chris.
I totally disagree with Ulisa Agbakoba on this.
Okay.
I think just as others have said for equity and fairness, if the regional whatsoever you want to be done, at least Southeast region, at least one more state, just for equity. You understand? And for the autonomy of local government, I have heard a lot of people saying at least let the INEC conduct the local government this thing. I totally disagree. We've seen what happened at the last election. Who says those at the top, like the presidency, will not take advantage of this as well? Just like what is happening in Rivers State, for example. When you have an opposition, just like Wike is Wike is not in Kubara. So we know what's happening in Rivers State.
Okay.
Who also, how can we be sure that those at the top in the federal level cannot take advantage of this INEC when they want to conduct local government election? I don't think those are the what we need. I think what we should be doing is how to change the constitution. That should be very viable for everybody. So INEC conducting local government elections, that's, they can still take advantage of those at federal level. So I think that's not. I think constitution, changing of the constitution, more
Right.
for me to be what we should be looking at.
That's what he also. Anyways, maybe we didn't get that part, but that's what Agbakoba is also advocating for. Is a change of the constitution, or totally a rewrite of our constitution to accommodate regional system of government. That's what he's calling for. Well, but I mean, that's your thoughts anyway. So, hello.
Yeah, Sandra, good morning.
Hi, Gege Joshua. Why do you always come up with this low energy?
I'm trying to, I don't want to allow, I engage myself in whether radio, political discussions, and even online, and I don't want Nigerian problem to get to my head,
No, but you can speak louder.
Mm-hmm.
You can speak. Yeah, just help us and speak louder. Would appreciate it.
You I'm an Aluta person.
Is
Very
it? That's for us coming. I'm with you, carry on.
I respect this man, Fayose, a lot. He's one of those politicians I respect so much. But then, let me count it as his opinion. Everybody has opinion as to national issues. But for me, I think this particular judgment is a victory for all Nigerians, because one, whether you say it's unconstitutional or it's not, it goes against true federalism. The act of the governors, the way they consume the local government benefits, the local government funds, the way they manage them, if we separate the local government funding from under their funding, it's normal. You understand? It's normal. And as to creation of another state, I don't think that is the issue, problem of Southeast. The Southeast, they should concentrate on the reason why their people cannot stay in their region, why they are afraid of staying in their region, why they are running away, instead of saying we want to create another state. When you are creating another state, you look into population. If the population is too much, you create another state out of that. But then, okay, land mass is not the issue. Look at their land mass, very small village like that. You want to create another. Is it because of population? People are running away from the region. What is the reason? Why are they running away? You understand me? Look for something to motivate them to come back home. But then you are looking for creating another state. Is it because of population? You are not increasing in population over there. All your people are running away, and you want to create another state. Is that the problem? That's not the problem. Look for a way to develop your region, to make sure you motivate your people to be coming back home, to invest in home. They are running in a way to develop other people's state and other people's region. And you are saying you want to create another. For who?
It's all right. It's all right.
Well,
It's all
anyways,
right. I think we need to understand, the context behind the creation of more states. So there are 6 geopolitical zones, and some geopolitical zones there are about 7 states, and the southeast has the least amount of states. We have the southeast, southwest, south, and then you have northeast, northwest, northeast, northwest,
North Central, Southwest, Southeast, South.
North Central, yes. So those are the 6 geopolitical zones that we have in the country. And the Southeast, unfortunately, has the least amount of states with 5. Anambra, Imo, Ebonyi, Enugu, one other one like that. I've forgotten now.
Abia
State. Thank you very much. So that's why they are calling for. Okay, so if there's going to be for allocation purposes and for other things, there needs to be some. And then at the past election too, there was also the conversation that
I actually wanted to just counter some of the things
why they are calling for.
Number one, the issue of people running away from their region. I don't know what it means by that, because
I look past that because I don't
because again, the people are still in their regions. They still do things there. Yeah, there are security challenges in the southeast. We can't deny that, but that's not the only region that has serious security challenges. The northeast has serious security challenges. The northwest, as we speak, bandits are holding sway, kidnapping people on a daily basis.
I think it's a well-known fact that southeasterners have amazing business acumen, so they would go anywhere as long where business would take them to.
And then on the issue of population, up till now, Sandra, we have still not been able to conduct a proper population census. When I say proper, a one that you can say this is real census. What we had in the past are situations where people just doctor results of the census. So when it even comes to the argument of population, I can tell you, Sandra, there's no proper data to tell you which region has the most population in Nigeria. In the region where they have 7 states, Sandra, it's all landmass. You are not even sure they have that population they claim to have. And that's a fact. A lot of ungoverned spaces. From the old Kano, Jigawa was created. From Sokoto, Kebbi was created. You understand? With Kano has 47 local government because of landmass, whereas Lagos has 20 local governments. Look at the difference. Up till now, there's still the argument whether the population of Kano is more than that of Lagos. And so we have not been able to resolve this issue. But what we are saying is that for sake of equity, fairness, and justice, the Southeast should at least get one more state. Then we can begin to talk about other issues.
Thank you very much, Said Fuad. But it's just very important for us to, get the context behind, this
clamor for one more state.
Yes, for one more state for the Southeast. Just a background to that. All right, let's take some WhatsApp messages. Again, I have here Stevie Kelly from Maryland saying the wisdom on Dr. Agbakoba's submission consumes confidence. If additional states in the Southeast won't solve their problem and bring about further development in that region, what will? Dr. Agbakoba should first stand for justice and equity in the state creation in Nigeria, especially as it affects the Southeast region, because the myopic, bogus regional government hypothesis that would take donkey years to actualize. Southeast needs another state, period. And that's Stevie Kelly from Maryland sharing that one. We have messages on Facebook as well. Thank you very much to everyone who has joined us on Facebook. We appreciate. We are still live on Facebook at Mainland 98.3 FM. So, Obiora Ezechuku is saying it's not yet Uhuru, because in as much as governors are the ones that are appointing the state's CX, the chains are not yet broken. Very soon our eyes will clear. I rest my case. We also have here James Ogbona is saying, let me greet you optimally. Yes, creating more states for the Southeast may not solve the problem, but no problem, let us still create it. Let there be equity. Otherwise, let one state from each region be removed and return back to their original state. As regards going back to regional government, I support it with full chest. Let every region be allowed to develop at their own pace, with their own resources and their own laws. I bet you that the 3 southern regions will be so developed that the north will see their back, won't see their back, especially the southeast.
Can't be too sure, Bunna.
Surprised. Very, very surprised. Sandra, this will naturally generate competition, as each region will be striving to beat each other. On local government autonomy, Mr. Fuad, you can now see why there should be full autonomy for local government and not just financial autonomy. Look at Adamawa and local government elections. As long as the CX are the ones conducting the elections, the governors have nothing to lose or bother about. And that's James Ogbona from Oshodi on Facebook there. I also have here Kuforiji Oluwagbumi on Facebook. He's saying constitutional amendment remains the only viable solution to the local government autonomy debacle, because the current structure is a constitutional creation and not a judicial one. People should go and check section 6 and section 162 of our constitution. So I align with Dr. Olisa Agbakoba and Chief Fayose. Southeast deserves additional state for equity and fairness. However, it should be noted that all these additional cost of governance we're advocating for on bad economy. Recall that framers of the 1999 Constitution cheated Southeast and Nigeria by giving 7 states to the Northwest, while other zones have 6, except Southeast, which has 5. Restructuring of Nigeria to reflect true federalism is the only permanent solution. Thank you very much. It's all right. Thank you. I also have here Okwemi Sunny. Okay, he's saying hello to you, Fuad.
Say hello to him, sir.
Right. I also have a Christopher F. Young on Facebook. Good morning, Sandra and Fuad. Creating a new state is no solution to the multiple problems. I think we should call on electoral reform or new constitution. Supreme Court judgment, local government should be on their own, is the best under democracy. But the Supreme Court is not saying anything about how the local government should conduct election. If by state governors, it means that it's still going to end up at state government's hands. Until we see development of various local governments, such as fixing roads and others, development, then I still believe that there's true autonomy for local government. God bless Nigeria. I hope I was able to capture that as he wanted. Christopher F. Young, thank you very much. Time check right now is 9:31 a.m. and you're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. It's Mainland Focus. And the focus for today, we are looking at Dr. Fayose, former governor of Ekiti State, saying that you can't throw the baby out with the mother. So you can't say...
You can't collect the baby from the mother.
At the proverbial bathwater. You can't take away the baby from the mother, so you can't take the local government away from the stronghold. That's me now.
People take babies away from irresponsible mothers, Sandra. There are several reasons to take the baby away from a mother that is going to be problematic to the well-being of the baby.
Mentally challenged or
responsible,
cognitive ability is not there.
So
all those things are disconnected from reality. All those things, yes, those are the things.
Before the mother kills the baby,
before the mother strangled the baby. All right, so 0913600410. We're also looking at Dr. Agbakoba, who is saying that creation of an extra state for the Southeast region is not going to solve the problem there, but rather the National Assembly should look at rewriting the constitution or amending the constitution to regional system of government. Let's have a conversation. 0913600410. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Ford.
Morning, sir.
I'm calling from command.
You're welcome.
This is what I was saying before the creation. See, we should look before we leap. This is what I was saying before the court case, before the judgment. I said we don't need this local government autonomy. See, when we say the head is bad, and we now start treating the finger, the toes, so you start treating the toes, and we know that the head is bad. There's a brother that said when the head is bad, your body is what? Your body is bad. So we have to start treatment from the head itself. You can't just jump and say you want to give the local government autonomy. See, what they will do is ambassador will just Baba government. This is what they send. How much will we send back to your account? This is what will happen. That's what we are saying in the first place. The election that even produced the president should be checked to the one that will produce all our senators, to the one that will produce all the governors, to the one that will, so that we have responsible people in the aim of affairs. That is when we can hold anybody. Okay, if any governor say otherwise to the court case, what will they do? They have autonomy. They have immunity now. What will you do? They will do anything that they want, and the judiciary system is not even at the top notch. That is what I will just say. I will not just want to say anything otherwise. The judicial system is not at the top notch, so we can't even lay anybody to it. We can't hold anybody responsible for any irresponsible thing they do. That is what I can pick from what Fayose is saying, because you can't just take the baby from the mother. As a matter of fact, it will be very difficult. Who is taking the baby in the first place? That is the next thing I will say. Who is taking the baby? Is they also responsible? That is what we are saying. That is it. Okay, you want to take a baby from a responsible woman. Another bad mother will now take it again. Another bad mother will now take the baby again. And the baby will now go from pampa to fire.
This baby. All right, thank you.
So that is not what we need. We need to clean the body from the top.
Thank you, Mr.
So nobody should go and tell us one.
It's okay. It's all right.
It's okay.
Can we just please save this baby from?
I tell them, two of them, both local government and this governor. No, they are working together.
Thank you.
All right.